Hello everybody, welcome back to another Health with a Crunch episode. We are in the kitchen today and it's been a little bit of time and I realized that my last video came through and was like really choppy. So I should probably take that down and redo it. It was like a spring/summer Amazon clothing haul. Kind of sad about it, but it's been a little bit. Things have been crazy, but I'm back. Today we're gonna make a cookie dough stuffed date. Or dates. We're gonna do a few of them, and I have my fresh dates here, and I have a few ingredients that we're gonna need. So I'll go over them with you guys now. We're gonna need flour, maple syrup or sugar, chocolate chips, butter or coconut oil, or you can use olive oil. I have done it before, but it's definitely a stronger taste, and a little bit of plant-based milk or water as an optional thing. And then of course you're gonna need your dates. So let's jump into it. The first ingredient I'm going to go in with is butter. So I'm going to be doing 2 tablespoons of butter. If you are going to use coconut oil, same ratio, 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. And I usually make this with butter and then coconut oil. I'll go back and forth depending on the day, what type of flavor I'm interested in. But today I do not have any coconut oil. So we're going in with the 2 tablespoons of butter. Put that into your bowl and let's heat it up until it's soft/melted. So, you know, it doesn't have to be perfectly melted, but you want a little bit of melt in there. You can put that rest of the butter away while we wait. And, you know, again, guys, 2 tablespoons butter, 2 tablespoons coconut oil. You can do like 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil as another option if you don't have the coconut oil or butter, but the olive oil definitely gives this a stronger taste. But I have done it numerous times and I don't hate it. I like olive oil in my desserts, but that's just me. But the best option if you really want it to taste like cookie dough or traditional cookie dough is going to be your butter. So I left mine in for quite a bit of time, so it's definitely melted, but that's okay. It could be melted or softened. I'm not even sure if you could see, but this is the consistency I'm working with. All right, so we got 2 tablespoons of melted butter into our little bowl. The next thing we're gonna go in with is flour. This is the flour I'm currently using. It's Heckler's unbleached all-purpose, but if you do have another kind, that works too. Now, before we put it in this bowl, we're gonna put it in another bowl and heat it up just to make sure that it's all good. This is actually something that people really worry about because apparently flour can be contaminated. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, never really thought too much about this before, but here we are. So I'm doing 3 tablespoons of the flour and I'm gonna heat it up for 30 seconds. That should kill off any bacteria that is remaining in the flour, and you want to keep the flour aside just in case you need to add a little bit more later, okay? But I did 3 tablespoons of that. And yeah, we're letting it just get that bacteria, if even is any bacteria, out of there because that is a concern since this will be a raw cookie dough. But we're not putting anything in it else like eggs or anything that can't be eaten raw. Everything can be eaten raw, so it's okay. So let that go in there for 30 seconds. If you want to do a minute, I'm sure you can do that. Just be careful depending on your microwave speed and how hot it gets in there. So now we got our flour and I'm just going to keep it on the side for a second. I have a spatula that I'm going to use too, so you can mix it up just to make sure it doesn't stick to the bottom of the bowl and set that aside. The next thing we're going to do in the bowl with the butter is get a tablespoon of maple syrup in there. So let me slide through a few things first. So I linked a few different flours for Heckler and then also gold medal flour because I use them all the time if I don't have Hecklers. So those are my 2 favorite options. The next thing I am showing here on the carousel is chocolate chips, but let's go through those for a second. We started with our butter, right? We already threw some in. I just gave you a butter alternative in case you do want to order, but I'm sure most people have butter already. But let's skip to our maple syrup. So these are some of my favorite maple syrups. Right now, the one I have on hand is a little bit different. It's an organic maple syrup, amber color, grade A, rich taste. But I almost always have these 2 or this one in my fridge, but we recently ran out. So this is more The one that I'm highlighting now is more similar to what I am working with now, but it really is all the same thing, 100% maple syrup. So I'm gonna go in with 1 tablespoon and I'm gonna add that with the butter. Okay? And then you're just gonna mix those two together. And it's still gonna be a very liquidy consistency, okay? And that's totally fine. Now we're not gonna throw the chocolate chips in until later, so let's backtrack a bit. I should have organized this carousel better for you guys. I'm so sorry. Let's backtrack. What are we looking for next? What are we looking for next? I think I'm losing my mind. Oh, we're gonna put the flour in next, which we already highlighted. So let's throw in the flour into the maple syrup and the butter. Make sure you get all of it out. Again, some of it might be sticking to the bottom since we heated it up. So just make sure you go in with a spatula if necessary and get that all in there. All right. And I usually stir the original with the cookie dough that we're making with a spoon. But you could use a spatula if that works too. So let's mix this all together. Good afternoon. Are you new on here? Said Christina. Hi, Christina. No, I'm not so new. I have a bunch of videos probably from the last 8 or 9 months. But yeah, I'm trying to get back into the swing of posting. So feel free to follow if you're interested in food and being in the kitchen, but also some fun clothing options. It would be great to connect. So now that your butter, maple syrup, and flour all combined, this is the consistency you have, more of that cookie dough. It's really smooth and gooey and really delicious. So I personally don't need to add any plant-based milk into mine. I would if this needed a little bit more liquid, which does happen sometimes, depending again on if you use butter, coconut oil, or the olive oil. So the options that I have on hand today is this coconut milk, which I really, really, really like. I started using this recently. If you don't have that coconut milk, no problem. You could literally use water or whatever plant-based milk you have. But another plant-based milk I use often, especially in this recipe, is just the coconut milk from So Delicious. So I just linked them both so you guys have the options. Just gonna rinse my hands real quick just to make sure everything's clean. So we're done with our maple syrup, right? We did 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. We did 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour that was heated up in the microwave, I almost said freezer, in the microwave for 30 seconds. We have 2 tablespoons of butter in here that's also melted, which is great. If yours comes out a little bit different, it does happen sometimes, and it needs a little bit more liquid, throw in some plant-based milk, throw in some water, whatever you like. The next thing we're gonna do though is throw in our chocolate chips, and then we're gonna get ready to stuff those dates. Okay, I just disconnected on accident, so sorry about that. If anyone's still on here, let me know if you can hear me, just to make sure we didn't lose you guys. I was swiping, trying to find the chocolate chips, and I see a comment from Christina that says, absolutely love showing support for any other creator on here. Thank you so much, I really appreciate that. I will give you a follow back when we're off. And MC, yes, we are still here. Thank you so much, because I literally just thought I lost you guys for good. All right, so now I got my Enjoy Life chocolate chips. I am a full lover of these chocolate chips because they don't stuff them with any weird oils or any hydrogenated, whatever that word is, or any palm oil or any deep sugars that are just, you know, not what we want. Simple ingredients, and it's free of all the allergens. So for me, I'm allergic to soy, so I can't be having regular chocolate chips often because it will mess up my stomach. So that's what's great about these if you guys have allergies. But the ingredients are just unsweetened chocolate, cane sugar, and cocoa butter. So really simple, really clean. I usually buy the dark morsels one because it's a little bit lighter on sugar, but I have gotten all of them before, and I linked a few different options below. The dark ones are really good. The semi-sweet are obviously amazing because they're regular chocolate chips. They have like a really nice big chunk one, so they have a lot of options. And they actually just came out with a vanilla flavored chocolate chip, which I'm super excited about. So yeah, I'm gonna be trying that one out soon. But you can use obviously whatever chocolate chips you have on hand. I'm gonna use that same tablespoon we used before. I just wanted to rinse it out because there was some maple syrup in there. And I'm just gonna take a tablespoon of chocolate chips and throw it into my bowl. Things are getting crazy over here. Chocolate chips are flying. And you could add a little bit more if you want, but this is the ratio I usually try to keep it at. And again, this is a single serve. What we're making right now is a single serve cookie dough recipe. So if you wanted to eat this just on its own, you could totally do it. You could put it in the freezer, the fridge for a little bit. That's what I usually do. Or sometimes I just eat it as is. But yeah, it's a single serve cookie dough recipe. It's made specifically for one person to enjoy, and it's supposed to be a little bit of a healthier option. But that's our cookie dough. Now we're going to stuff it in a date. What I love about this fun recipe is that, I actually need this knife. I love that it's a healthier option. Obviously, we're still using sugar. It's not like we're, not using anything, but I think it's a really nice option just because it's a way for you to enjoy a snack, but also get in some good things for you. So I have these dates here, which we're gonna use. And let me just read this comment really quick. Are you also on IG? Whoops, what am I saying today? I'll follow you there too. I'm very much into health. Oh, very fun. Yeah, I'm into health and fitness too, and doing things a little bit more naturally, or trying to get to that ladder. Yeah, my Instagram handle is the same, health with a crunch. So just the word health and then with a crunch. So crunch like CRUNCH. So you can follow me there if you guys are interested. But let's scroll through these chocolate chip options and let's get to our dates. So the dates I'm going to be using today are from the brand Natural Delights. They're pitted organic because I usually don't like to pit them myself, but I usually don't like to pit them myself, like remove the pit. I usually get the unpitted ones, but this time I was like, you know what, I'll figure it out. So yeah, the fresh medjool dates, which are amazing if you've never tried before. Let me get a plate really quickly. So if you don't have dates on hand, no worries, you can make this another time. But if you do have dates on hand, then you're gonna want to make sure that you remove any of the pits. Wait, I'm confused. I'm confusing myself. It says pitted. Yeah, so I think that they have the pits in it. Am I going crazy? Or maybe does that mean they removed it? I don't know, I haven't had dates in a little bit of time, so. But what I usually try to do is cut them open like this and make sure there's no pit in there. So for this one, there is no pit, so I think these are pitted. I'm sorry for any confusion, guys. And I just keep it open and put it on my plate. I'm gonna do probably like 3 of these and see how much cookie dough is used. You can store these in your fridge. You don't have to eat them right away. You could save them like for the next day as a snack to pop in. But yeah, just make sure that your dates are pitted. You can slice them on the side, and you want them to open up because we're gonna stuff it with the cookie dough. So that's date number 2, and let's do one more, date number 3. And if you do get them, I cannot talk today. If you do buy the ones that are pitted already, like I did, it seems, they usually, because they're pitted, they had to slice it open. So you just find that line and slice it open a little bit bigger, and that's that. So now I have these 3 dates that are open, and they are ready to be stuffed, okay? And yeah, some of them might have little fragments of pits, so just make sure you remove them so you're not, getting anything in your mouth that could be causing a choking hazard. All right, so now pretty much let me see if I can back this up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. All I do, this gets a little bit messy, but it's okay, it's all fun and games. Take a little bit of your cookie dough on the spoon and just stuff it into that date. Really simple, like literally that's all you have to do, and you have your cookie dough stuffed date, which is absolutely amazing. I usually put these in the fridge for a little bit just to give it a little bit of a chill, and then I'll eat them, and I usually just eat 1 or 2 or however many I want in that moment. There's no right amount, there's no wrong amount. I'm a firm believer in balance. But I usually do make a few at a time and then save some for the next day, so I have a quick snack to grab when I want one. So they definitely will last in the fridge for a few days. But here are what they come out looking like. They're super, super cute. And yeah, this cookie dough usually stuffs more than 3, but it really depends how big the dates are. So this date is a little bit bigger, so when we open him up, he's gonna have a little bit more room. And as you can see, if you guys have never had a date before, it looks like a prune. It doesn't taste like a prune. It kind of looks like a raisin, I guess that's a better word. Tastes really sweet. It's really, really good, and they're really good for you. But there's like space in there for you to add in your cookie dough or whatever. You can stuff this literally with anything you want. I see so many people on Instagram going with so many different recipes and make it fun, healthy, and just like a good snack. Pitted means no pits. Yes, thank you. I don't know why that was like in my, I don't know. For some reason that was messing with my head. It's been a long day already with work. And this is my lunch break that I am on right now. So I'm just, you know, trying to take that real break. And again, this is a little bit of a smaller one, so it might not be the best one to stuff. So that happens sometimes, and you can kind of close it up. It will seal itself up. You could put it back in the bunch and try to look for one that's a little bit bigger. And you're almost done with your dates. I mean, you're almost done with making this dessert. It's really easy. It takes 10 to 15 minutes tops, especially if you're not talking on live. It will take a lot shorter than that. And yeah, it's just really, really good. I think I've made these for a few friends before, and they've definitely liked it. So yeah, and just go make all your dates until all your cookie dough is done, and then you can eat one, put them in the fridge. I keep saying freezer, or like about to say freezer for some reason. You put them in the freezer or the fridge, whatever you like. Fridge is probably the better option, but if you want them to last a little bit longer, maybe the freezer, but I would only put it in the freezer for like a few minutes to get that real chill if you want the cookie dough to be chilled. But I always keep my dates in the fridge because I think you're supposed to keep them in the fridge once they're opened to help preserve them. So my dates are already chilled. It's just about chilling that cookie dough that some people like. I'm getting hungry, to be honest. I feel the same way. I actually just made some homemade waffles though right before this. So I'm gonna give myself a little bit of time to digest, and then I'm gonna go in with one of these for a snack later. I really, really like to have these on hand and make these, well, have them for a snack right before I hit the gym when like I'm a little bit hungry but don't wanna like stuff myself because I know I will feel good if I do that. So yeah, this gives you like a little bit of that sugar energy boost that you need to get into the gym. And it's also just a healthier, fun option. So these are the dates. These are the final product. It's like as if you're stuffing a mushroom if you've ever made one of those mushroom dishes that you stuff them. It's really, really fun. Again, these medjool dates are really, really good. You can use them in so many things. If you are trying to eat less sugar, a really nice way to do that is by blending up some dates with some plant-based milk or some water and making it into a paste, and then you use that paste in a recipe in place of sugar, if it makes sense. Obviously, every recipe is a little bit different, so you have to play around with it, but that's a really nice way to reduce your man-made sugars and introduce more of a plant-based sugar, because dates are a fruit. They do have sugar, don't let me get you wrong. So it's 2 to 3 dates per serving, they say. I, again, don't always follow servings. I eat until I feel I'm full or I think I don't need any more, etc. But in those 2 to 3 dates for the serving size, the carbohydrates are 33 grams, the fiber is 4 grams, and the total sugar is 30 grams, and the protein is 1 gram. And there's a bunch of vitamins, which is great too. I'm just reading this not to tell you about the nutritional information, just to let you know that of course there is sugar, but the point is that this sugar is not man-made, which many believe will digest and not spike your levels of, I can't get the word out. Not spike your levels that, what do they do? It's like when your sugar spikes, your something spikes in your body. Can't get it out right now. But it's supposed to be less of that spike when you eat more of a natural sugar rather than a man-made one, which would be like a table white sugar, brown sugar, etc. So just something to keep in mind. Again, life is all about balance. That's why I love making things like this, because it just goes to show you guys that you can eat fun, you can eat good things, and you can still be healthy. Again, I think we went through everything now. I put up a few different date options. If you've never bought dates before, those are some really good ones. I think I went through all the carousel. I'm so sorry that I didn't organize it for you guys. That just shows you how crazy my head has been lately. But I'll finish with you guys on the ring light that I'm constantly using to hold my phone and give me some nice lighting. It is one of the best. I'm not sure if it's sold out right now because I'm not seeing the price there, but if it is sold out, definitely keep that saved on hand, because this is a really affordable ring light that really adjusts tall or low. It has different flexible ways to hold your phone and move it about. And I use it like all the time for content creation. So yeah, it's really nice. But that's pretty much all of the carousel. Thank you guys. I'm gonna put these in the fridge, have one in a bit when I'm hungry again. And hopefully I will jump on live either again later today or tomorrow and the next day, and we will do some more cooking stuff, okay? All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and thanks so much, Christina, for being active with me, as well as MC. It was great chatting with you guys, and we will talk soon. Bye, everyone.